cutest baby animals you need to pet. 10. Polar bears. In January, another clump of polar bears is invited into the Arctic. It is an extremely energizing time for polar bear families on the grounds that these little ones for the most part come 2 by 2, and now and again, they even welcome 3 of these charming children. Simultaneously, the mother ordinarily conceives an offspring once like clockwork. However, in certain regions, a few bears may conceive an offspring like clockwork. Once the infants are conveyed, they remain with their mothers until the spring. Towards the finish of March, in the long stretch of April, their most favored exercises are nursing and loads of nestles from their mothers, in light of the fact that their hide isn't sufficiently grown to assist them withstanding the cool. Another intriguing truth is that these cubs are brought into the world with their eyes shut, which keeps them very latent for their first phase of life. They wind up opening them towards the finish of their first month. You can anticipate that these cubs should be around 30 centimeters in length and weigh as much as 680 grams. Generally, a male whelp is fundamentally bigger than a female one, so you can utilize their size as a kind of perspective to disclose to them separated and now conceded. I said you're going to need to pet these creatures, yet I truly wouldn't recommend it in light of the fact that polar bears are uncommon regional. 9. Hippos. Hippos are huge creatures, yet have you seen their children? They are so little, and waste a little contrasted with the extents of their grown-up partners. In reality, an infant dwarf hippo, which is local to West Africa, weighs somewhat more than a portion of the huge infant human infants, and still hit those just go through 8 months inside their mothers. That is even not exactly most people, and simply like all warm-blooded animals, hippos need their mamas for nursing. Yet on account of hippos, they figure out how to do it submerged, on the off chance that I go through at any rate 16 hours under the water, so their children build up an ability that permits them to keep their ears and nostrils shut while they get the nourishment from their mom. However, strikingly enough, they don't swim, they just oversaw you, sort of remain above water and by the path. In the event that you didn't realize whether it's an infant or a grown-up hippo, these creatures can't swim. They simply bob from the base of whatever waterway they're in and afterward coast around. Mom hippo is additionally known to be exceptionally defensive, particularly from the grown-up male species. It's been seen that grown-up male hippos at times assault the infants for a wide range of reasons. I won't generally go into the reasons why, and I'll simply leave it at that. Nature is surely male species. It's been seen that grown-up male hippos here and there assault the children for a wide range of reasons. I won't generally go into the reasons why, and I'll simply leave it at that. Nature is for sure crazy. The cheetah isn't just the quickest creature ashore, yet it is additionally a scary animal anyway. Their infants are the contrary. They're simply charming, thus little that you're simply going to need to hold it and pet them a long way from their mom's sight, obviously weighing not exactly a container of pop. Infant cheetahs are unprotected and subject to their mother. They're conceived in gatherings of 3 and now and then even 5 cubs in a single ghetto, all the grown-up adaptation of this creature as well. Known for their spotted hide, the cubs have a darker debris dim-hued hide which causes them remain safe and disguise them from any threat out there, and you see they have a kind of mohawk hairstyle along their hide that is a mantle, and it encourages them to remain covered up for predators. However, more significant than their cover is their defensive mother, who will remain close by and keep them progressing so as to avoid creatures that should assault them. When these children are 5 months old, you can anticipate that them should begin wrestling against one another and play unpleasant psyche you. This is just a little review of what the remainder of their life will look like, so you better make the most of their adorableness by last. 7. Cheetah. The cheetah isn't just the quickest creature ashore, yet it is additionally a scary animal anyway. Their infants are the contrary. They're simply charming, thus little that you're simply going to need to hold it and pet them a long way from their mom's sight, obviously weighing not exactly a container of pop. Infant cheetahs are unprotected and subject to their mother. They're conceived in gatherings of 3 and now and then even 5 cubs in a single ghetto. All the grown-up adaptation of this creature is well known for their spotted hide. The cubs have a darker debris dim-hued hide which causes them remain safe and disguise them from any threat out there, and you see they have a kind of mohawk hairstyle along their hide that is a mantle, and it encourages them to remain covered up for predators. However, more significant than their cover is their defensive mother, who will remain close by and keep them progressing so as to avoid creatures that should assault them. When these children are 5 months old, you can anticipate That them should begin wrestling against one another and play unpleasant psyche you. This is just a little review of what the remainder of their life will look like, so you better make the most of their adorableness by last. 6. Orangutan. Accomplished a position achieves, are known to be cuddly and caring. Sure, attempting to holding them can be very frightening once they get to a specific size, yet at the same time they will be glad to posture for your image, as long as you don't compromise them. Yet have you seen their children? If holding a customary orangutan is as of now an endearing encounter, hold up until you see the little ones. Their little faces are completely wrinkled, on all fours, are most likely the most slender you've seen. They will be glad to give you an embrace, a tad bit of rank. Italians are little to such an extent that they need a great deal of help from their mom. They don't have created muscles when they're babies, yet that changed when they begin climbing trees. They just gauge 1 or 2 pounds after birth, yet their weight increments at a consistent rate, and once they're 7 years of age they can weigh as much as 25 pounds. That is likewise the age when they at long last become very free, proceeding that they invest their energy figuring out how to get by under their mother's management. In Mullen Indonesian dialects, the word orangutan truly implies individual of the woods and brain. That is quite fitting of these adorable creatures, given the way that their DNA is 97% near that of people. 6. Penguins. Awkward and cushioned are two of the qualities that make the following infant review of what the remainder of their life will look like, so you better make the most of their adorableness by last. So charming, the infant penguins. The pixie penguin, the littlest of all, goes to the world with just 35 grams of weight, looking practically like those chicks you see at the homesteads. But at the same time there's another sort of penguin called emperor, which can weigh 315 grams during childbirth. And that is one you may recall from the film Cheerful Feet. Did that film make you think infant penguins are cute? Hold up till you see the genuine ones. They're actually way cuter and furthermore far clumsier. Most penguins lay 2 eggs one after another, while king and emperor kings do only one. Living in such chilly climate, infant penguins will in general remain together, giving warmth to one another and having, in the event that you grown-up penguins looking out for them just to ensure they're sheltered. Once it arrives at adulthood, however, it will make you wanna snuggle and hold it firmly as a child. I'm discussing the tigers. Of course, these children are conceived in an isolated and safe spot that their mother decides for them to appear on the scene. They are brought into the world visually impaired, gauging somewhat, not exactly a kilo, which makes them reliant on their mom to get familiar with the methods for this world. When they're conceived, mother gives her infants a shower their tongue, and once clean they are prepared for their first supper. But on the other hand there's a test. Since these little ones can't see, they have to discover their approach to tea for nursing, and some of the time this procedure can take hours. Mother ordinarily conceives an offspring up to 7 cubs in one go. However, once they begin eating, mother needs to go out and locate the key for them all, and here and there the assets are insufficient. Psyche you that all progressions. 5. Tigers. What's more, here's another creature that will terrify you once it arrives at adulthood. However, it will make you wanna snuggle and hold it firmly as a child. I'm discussing the tigers, of course. Makes them reliant on their mom to get familiar with the methods for this world. When they're conceived, mother gives her infants a shower their tongue, and once clean they are prepared for their first supper. But on the other hand there's a test. Since these little ones can't see, they have to discover their approach to tea for nursing, and some of the time this procedure can take hours. Mother ordinarily conceives an offspring up to 7 cubs in one go. However, once they begin eating, mother needs to go out and locate the key for them all, and here and there the assets are insufficient. Psyche you that all progressions. Once the tigers arrive at the age of 18 months, which is the point at which they begin wandering out and chase on their component. 4. Brown bears. What's more, here's another creature that will panic you once it arrives at adulthood, yet it will make you wanna nestle and hold it firmly. As an infant, I'm discussing the tigers, of much the same as the polar bears. Earthy, colored bears are additionally conceived inside the principal couple of months of the year, which is intriguing since this is the point at which they should be sleeping, contrasted with other huge placental warm-blooded creatures, for example, elephants and whales. The bears are extremely little when they're infants. A cup can weigh about a large portion of a kilo, which is just around a 400th of the size of a district. Later phases of life. In the event That you've seen bears in the wild, you know about how groundbreaking and scaring they can be. Their children, be that as it may, are a long way from that. They're little and helpless, simply like numerous other infant creatures on the rundown, and simply like those different creatures, they can't see. Since the infants are conceived amidst hibernation, their mouths generally give them exceptionally greasy milk with restricted measures of other huge supplements. After all, the poor mother doesn't have a quick method to get more nourishment, so she has a supervisor supplements, such that benefits both herself and her posterity. It's not likely that you'll experience an infant whelp in the wild. When they're out of their lair, they're a couple of months old. Catch skillet, are they still only adorable and most likely destructive? 3. Foxes. Foxes are known to be lone and slippery creatures, yet one thing is without a doubt, they're likewise acceptable guardians. And they make not many infants. These cubs are conceived in litters that go from 1 to 11 little foxes. They help you to remember different creatures and all that, being the canine obviously, and that is on the grounds that foxes and hounds are connected. Yet anyway, how about we not get derailed? Adorable cubs state with their mother while their dad goes out into the wild to get nourishment for them. The little ones can't completely believe crafted by their folks, as they will take the necessary steps to protect their children. Once in England, one of these puppies stalled out in a wire trap while its folks didn't have the foggiest idea how to set their infant free. The mother tried to bring nourishment consistently and keep her whelp solid in such a lamentable situation. While they're the portrayal of a charming and joined family, the infant foxes grow up truly quick and leave their folks when they arrive at 7 months of presence. It's in reality entirely quick. Currently, it's the ideal opportunity for the day's best pick on the off chance that you made sense of which two creatures I have at the highest priority on my rundown. Just by seeing this image, I'm certain you previously recognized at any rate one of them. 2. Pandas, and cuddly, yet have you seen their infants? They're shockingly little, and they're scarcely over 3 ounces, which makes them about a similar size as little cats, while grown-up pandas have little to none predators in the wild. If the little ones are more defenseless, snow panthers, hawks, and even the Asian mountain bear are known to be among the creatures that go after these adorable cubs. Hello, you comprehend what's a panda's preferred nourishment, right? That is correct, they love bamboo. The panda begin eating the plant after they arrive at a half-year-old enough. 2 of the most famous pandas are this pair of twins that were conceived in the Berlin Zoo back in August of 2019. You can envision the fervor of zoo guests when these two were prepared for their first day out. These banias will say with their folks for a long time, which is the time they have to get autonomous, and they'll be migrated to China, which is where Tran has originated from. I held back something special for later, however. First, I have a fast test that takes 45 seconds 53 in the event that you can even like and buy in inside the following 5 seconds. You'll get 10 years of stunning karma. Simply attempt it, truly work. 1. Red pandas, and ears fixed when they're infants, that goes on until their second or even third 7-day stretch of life. 1 litter of infant red pandas can accompany up to 4 of them simultaneously. They're generally conceived around the spring and summer seasons. Once the children begin growing more, they begin wandering and investigating their environmental factors. However, they are known for remaining nearby to their mother for their initial 90 days of life. They arrive at development in as meager as 18 months, yet they remain moderately little for the duration of their lives. So whether it's an infant or a full developed grown-up, a red panda is the sort of creature you, despite everything, need to nestle and pet at whenever. On the off chance that you could snuggle any of these creatures right now, which one would you pick? And why? Have you at any point seen one of these adorable children at the zoo, or maybe even in the wild? Told us in the remarks segment down beneath. With all that said and done, that is our video for the day, people, and I will see all of you next time. Later, everyone.